Alright, so we're playing Taste the Rainbow. Rainbow Death Knight. This deck is not good at all. Don't craft this deck at all. Yeah, okay. It's just a for fun deck, really. But judging that they made a rainbow, you know, the climatic necrotic explosion, they made that a card. It's very possible to see rainbow cards in the future, which I definitely think they can make an archetype out of it and make it be good. Judging by that they did make a legendary spell off of it, I'm expecting in the mini expansion that they're gonna add more cards to it. Until that happens, you know, this deck is pretty bad. I actually don't know what my win rate is with this deck at all. 0-2. So yeah, this is not very great, but I've only played 2 games with it, and they're both against control priests, so that's probably another factor. But, the deck's mildly interesting to play. It feels like it really falls off with that. It's just, you don't get all the really good quality spells and minions from all the other like runes. Like the only thing that's good here is Patchwork, Thessorian, and like Plague Strike. Like Defrost is all right, but the whole point of this is to spend corpses, and this list is like the best list I found, and it really feels like it just kind of falls off after you play stuff. Like there's just not enough of an impact compared to every other deck that's being played. I guess one thing we could do is like add arms dealer to the deck, but like you want corpse to spin. Yeah, I'm not really sure how we can make the deck a little bit more, you know, intrusive, if that makes sense, to, you know, really make an impact. Yeah, I really don't want to play this right now. I guess we'll wait. But I will say, in the 2 games that I played against Control Priest, it was very, very close. I had one game, he was on 1 HP, and the reason why was because we didn't spend 1 more corpse to be able to deal 1 more damage with the necrotic explosion. So it is a win condition in itself. The only problem with it is the quality of the stuff that you're playing up till that point. You don't survive till turn 10 quite often, in my experience with the deck. Of course, the 2 games I played were against Priest, so of course we're going to go to 10 mana. But like, I'm not sure which one this is because I haven't played. Okay, so it's the Frost Aggro Death Knight. So like, they're just way too aggressive that we're not gonna, you know, be able to do anything with it. But this was a really good top deck. Let's see, what are they? Oh, we actually want to do this, so we'll play that. Yeah, we definitely trade there. And we'll draw 2 cards because the whole idea to the necrotic explosion is to, you know, spin cards. Seems like he knows what deck we're playing now, and he's like, oh, he's gonna win, which he might. He very well might, but the Sendragosa might take him by surprise. And even like just judging off of how they made this card, I'm not even sure what other rainbow runes they can make in the future. Like, yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, they already have the Sendragosa, which is like basically rainbow. It's a red and a blue. Yeah, I think we have to play this now. Hopefully hits one of these. Okay, that's good. And we'll play the Amalgam here. They don't play any taunts, so it doesn't really make any sense to play this. Plague Spreader might be a good pick because we want, well, it only hits a minion. I was gonna say it might be good because it could hit the Frostworm spell that they have, but it's not. It doesn't work. It only works with minions. I think it's Lost Exarch here is what's the best pick. So we'll pick this. Yeah, next turn we'll have the Sendragosa, so it should be okay, but judging by everything here, the real thing that like makes this deck kind of interesting is the Corpse Bride. Being able to spend all the mana and make a big thing, and sometimes it takes some decks by surprise, but most decks just have immediate removal that it doesn't even do anything. That really all you're doing is playing this to spend it so you can make this thing bigger and do more. The only downside to it is that it's just, you know, there's not a way to copy it. If it had a tag like a fire or like a, you know, like a shadow or a frost tag to it, you'd be able to discover it, and that's what would make the card a lot better. Because discovering, I feel like, would be really insane, but without it, it just feels kind of meh. Yeah, we'll just play it. We'll just go like that because we don't really have anything else to do. If he has if he has the Frostworm in hand, we just kind of get frozen to it. But we could play this. Yeah, there's not a lot of things that like actually spin the corpses. We do play the Mosh Pit because sometimes it's really insane to hit like another Reborn effect on Thesaurian or even on Syndragosa. But yeah, okay, they had the Frostworm Fury. Yeah. That's just how it be sometimes, I think. This deck isn't really good at all, it's just for fun. Can we remove it? No, we can't remove it at all. Yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to see if we could get a really fun game in with it. Yeah, definitely not worth crafting this card at all. It's not worth it at all. Ooh, okay, another Death Knight.
The unholy fester.
All will serve me.
You know, this is all worth keeping except the Mosh Pit here. The Mosh Pit's better later in the game when you actually have corpses to spend. Yeah, I really don't know what they could do to the deck. Or like, cause since they made a triple rainbow card, so you know, I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just two. They need like the Rainbow Death Knight core. You know, if in the mini expansion they do add more stuff to it, it might make the deck playable. I'm pretty sure the deck has like less than a 40% win rate, so it's ooh, okay, but we actually drew it this time. Okay, this might make it interesting then. There's a chance. There's a chance. I think Corpse Bride is the right pick here because it's going to spin the corpses, and that's what we need to make this better. But the No Munch is just so aggressive that it might work. But judging that they didn't play, they don't have Renethal, this is probably a Frost Blood Knight. Or not a Frost Blood Knight, a Frost Aggro Death Knight. And I think we just do kind of lose against that matchup. They just have better resources than we do. But judging by their start, it might not matter. Okay, there's another one. That's perfect. Yeah, just keep removing our stuff so we can spend our corpses, because that's the whole idea to the deck. Spin the corpses and play this. The only downside is it's limited to playing the red, blue, and unholy. The blood, frost, and unholy rune. But, yeah. We'll get another undead. Grim Necromancer's perfect. Trade these two in and go face. I'm really not sure what's happening there. They're not playing anything. It's turn 4, and it's not very common for a Frost Aggro Death Knight. Maybe they're playing the same deck we are. They're playing a Rainbow Death Knight and they just drew or opened up very poorly or something. Which, if that's the case, I'm perfectly okay with getting a free win with the Necrotic Explosion. Because I have yet to see, or I've seen the animation for it. It looks pretty cool, but I just want to play it for you guys. If you haven't already seen it, but probably already have. I'm just glad it wasn't one of the golden cards that I got from the bundle stuff. So, happy with that. But yeah, I don't think there's really any way to save this deck or like try and make a more refined list. I think this is just as consistent as could get. I believe the list that I'm using is as Kibler's list, and you know he's always pretty consistent with the decks he makes, and they're all pretty meta-defining as well. This is a Blood Knight, very, very strange. We're gonna spend 4.
Till death do us part.
It's a 5/1/2s. Interesting. Okay. Well, we might just luck out if this Blood Knight doesn't have any other things to do. But I kind of want the game to get dragged out a little bit so we could play this. Or at least, I guess what I'm saying is I want to win with, you know, playing the spell and dealing that much damage to face, but might not be the case. I don't know. No Muncher here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fine. Hit our... Okay. Good hit. We like to draw. We like to draw. Ruby Advisor's really good.
The more you struggle, the better.
You know, it might be worth just to pick Unholy Frenzy here. But also giving it to where they can't be targeted by spells is pretty good too. But I guess a lot of the Blood Knight spells don't actually target, so it's probably better just to pick this. We'll play the Body Bagger here. And yeah, we'll just do this. Okay, I mean, that's fine. We don't want to trade here because that does that, so we'll just play this. And go wide. I do want to try and make an Unholy, like a triple Unholy Death Knight, using Cage Head as well. I don't think there's really a good, like, consistent way to make it like an OTK version with it, so I think it's pretty easy just to throw it in there with like a second boss monster next to Lord Marlgar. But I'll probably do that here in the next couple days, make a video on that after I like find a list, or maybe if I build a list and refine it a bit. But yeah, Unholy Death Knight still has a solid win rate. I want to say it's around a 49 to 50% win rate. So it's still worth playing if you do want to play like Unholy Death Knight instead of, you know, playing the Blood and Frost and as well as the Pure Paladin list. It could still do some work against those decks if you open up really well and they open up really poorly.
This may just be my best song yet.
Isn't this just lethal on the board if they can't move anything? That's 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, no. So we don't have lethal, which is fine. You know, the way I see this is just, you know, giving stuff for us to, or more corpses for us to spend.
I do.
I'm okay doing. We can sum up a 5/5.
Till death do us part.
Okay. Deal 7, 6, 2 3s. That's fine.
I do.
Maybe the way that they could buff this card is making it to where everything gets buffed up once. So like it'll summon up 2 1/1s, but then if you spend 1 corpse, it does 1 more damage and then gives it 1/1 in stats as well. But that might scale too high, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really feel very consistent when it comes to spinning corpses.
My blood for the Lich King.
Because you're only getting it from Corpse Bride, the Defrost, Mosh Pit, as well as, let's see. Yeah, those are the only ways, like the real good ways to, you know, spin corpses. Unless you discover something. Yeah, like this right here. Actually, I'll pick Blood Tap here. It's kind of fun. Look at that. 3/3 Mermy.
The dark path is my destiny.
Okay, so now it's deal 7, summon up 3 3/3s. Doesn't seem too bad. Just keep on doing crazy stuff with it. I think the best I got this against the priest that I lost against was 19 damage. And it was our, like, we already drew out our deck. We've already played everything. This was the last card I had, and I did it. And they had 1 HP left. So there, it was 19 damage. They had 20 HP. So, but I just played it to play it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe like back to what I was saying. I think that might be a good way to make this card slightly more consistent. Is if everything gets up 1 for each corpse spent. But you know, if you spend 10 corpse, it'll bump it up from 5 to 15, and it'll be summon up 7, 10, 10. So maybe that's too crazy. Yeah, maybe they did it correctly. I don't know. But it's not enough to make it to where, you know, this is like the finisher card. You won't draw it some games. It can't be discovered. So Maybe it's just a bit more balanced that way. Yeah, we like that quite a bit. I guess we'll see where this hits. Okay, so then we'll tap here and trade.
For the master.
Deal 8, 7, 4 threes. Not bad. And they're already down a Corpse Explosion, and they still have 2 Blood Boils in hand, so...
Sustenance.
Ooh, do they have another Vampiric Blood in hand? That's gonna be very hard to deal with. I think next turn we definitely have to play Syndragosa. Oh, they had the Obliterate? Wow, they're just gonna obliterate it, okay. Well, we'll draw first because it spins corpses, so that's pretty impactful. And yeah, I think we have to play the Syndragosa here.
Can you feel the cold hand of death upon your heart? Reach for the skies.
By the Ebon Blade! We do what the living cannot.
It's fine, they get a 3-3, but we don't care about that. It's up to 9 and sums up 7 5-3s. So the way it looks like it, the amount that gets summoned increases first, and then it'll be either damage, attack, or HP is kind of randomized.
Souls belong to the living.
Okay, that kind of stinks. Do you think he has another one in hand? Should we just go for it? Oh, there's the Patchwork. Patchwork might be bad if it's the 5-5, right? Hit the 5-5. I guess that's how it'd be. Wow, it plays Restrip Viper in the deck. And we hit Theotor, okay. Wow, so they made deck Theotor in this one. This is a very interesting list. It's not worth playing this. We'll just tap and go face. We do want to spend a bit more. Maybe Corpse Bride would be a little bit better if it didn't tap at 10-10. Ooh. Okay, the Thali is okay to hit. Wow. Well, guess we'll do this. Draws us a card. Okay, well, this makes it kind of interesting with the trade here like that. It's a little bit more smooth. Maybe the way they balance this card is they make it to where the damage goes up, but there's just a base, like summon up 7, like 3-3s or 4-4s or 5-5s. Because with the amount of removal that's in standard Hearthstone, by turn 10, I think they're okay to let that slip, but I might be wrong. Oh, they're going for another Astelar, okay. That's fine, I guess. We could Plague Strike the Soul Stealer and trade into one of these.
May just be my best song yet.
Yeah, if we don't draw our Corpse Bride and Mosh Pit, we're just kind of not spinning corpses, and this just doesn't feel good at that point. Okay, that's cool to see. So we'll play this.
Till death do us part.
Let's see, where does this go to? 12, 7, 78. That feels pretty good. That is if he doesn't have another Soul Stealer in his hand. But he probably does. We're just hoping he plays it to remove the Risen Groom. And this can potentially be our win condition. Potentially. Yeah, 7, 7/8. Not bad. Wow.
His citadel stands strong.
Well, we could destroy this and it'll be able to trade here at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's exactly lethal. I think we have to play it now. Yeah, I think we have to play it. We'll do what I said first. We'll do this. Pop right here. This restores to, what is it, 23 HP? That's cool. I really like the animation for it. Like, this animation for this card is really, really good. But they probably have Soul Stealer. They probably have Corpse Explosion. Odd chance that they don't. This is definitely a victory. Unless they're able to freeze the board again, but I don't think they are. Because they discovered that off of what? Yeah, Ghost Rider. They just played another Ghost Rider. They might have another one, in all honesty, which would really stink if they did. We don't have anything in deck that could remove one of these guys, so we could, you know, play something else, which wouldn't even matter at that point. Yeah, he's going face, so he has a Soul Stealer. That's a Corpse Explosion. Sadness. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well that feels bad, because now we don't have one. Our win condition's gone.
Talk, little death.
Yeah, Body Bagger's not the card to draw right here. I guess we could trade in. Oh wait, this is wrong. We don't even have a Construct Quarter. Yeah, I think we just lose here. There's no point in continuing this. There's not enough damage, and they have all that in hand that they discovered, and they have 2 Astalars, so we'll concede here. Yeah, deck's not good. Don't craft it. It's not worth grinding at all with it. Don't play it.